Hello and welcome. We are going to get right into it. Potentially right into it. There we go. This is Onward 2v2. We have Chaos versus Prophecy. Prophecy starting off on defense, and Chaos looking to attack. Let's take a look at the initial strategy. I think in a 2v2 scenario, it's kind of important to see both what the offense and the defense does. Karen Wow, I said Karen Carson, forgive me. Carson and Darren looking to be taking the mid hard, and Killshot is substantially off of objective. This might, I don't know, this could end up unfortunate if they're able to get Faith and lead to a quick cap. And they look to just want to hold the mid, and I have to say, I don't think this. Well, ooh, okay. Very interesting grenade, almost there. I have to say that I'm a little surprised with the initial defense here. I feel like north is a very hard area to kind of traverse. And with only two players, you kind of have to choose. There's three lanes, so you got to choose. Darren is going to try to go directly through here, and I think this kind of makes it very difficult. Killshot, he's going to hold that out. This is going to make Darren rethink, but they still have considerable amount of time to decide what they're going to do. And as you can see, within just 30 seconds, he's already moved. Faith right here, Carson. Ooh, just unable to. I think you got to be a little quicker on that draw. Let's see, is Darren gonna be able to find Faith? Oh, and that is not good. They know where he's at. Killshot's gonna rotate, but there's still a considerable amount of time for Darren. Let's see. Here we go. That's one pick. Ooh, he might have saw him. I think he did. He can hear him now. And man, he could just go for the cap. He's going for it. And oh no, we got the bug, guys. This is the unfortunate bug, the 4-0 bug. Let me help them real quick. All right, unfortunate that we got the bug there that gives them a 4-0, but hopefully we can get that remedied really quickly. That is a cap for Chaos, and it's a good job on Darren's part for going ahead and going directly for that cap. I know some guys would be a little scared to do it in that scenario, but I think that was a very good job by Darren. I'm not sure if this is the first cast for 2v2. It might be. 2v2 does introduce a little bit of a challenge when it comes to these lanes. There's, especially with Arctic, there's generally three lanes you can break things up into, which is typically the left, right, and middle. Looks like these guys have opted to change lobbies. In the future, hitting stay here is a good option for this, as it will not change. You don't have to worry about getting an extra the same uplink twice, and you could just continue playing. I think they're going to go ahead and just reset the lobby now. Although it's possible. I think maybe you have to just reselect Arctic. It is possible that wouldn't work. So we'll take a little bit of a break while we wait for them to pop up the next lobby. All right, here we go. Back into it. Now we have Prophecy on the offense. As you can hear, they kind of want a little vengeance from that cap. They are asking if the points were fixed, and I did fix them on my side. Right away, Darren right on objective. Carson's kind of in the mid. It's like both of them are holding the same spot. Not really sure what their plan going into this is, but Faith's going to rotate around. I think Faith's going to have an interesting time with Darren. He's too loud. Darren's going to be able to hear him coming in. And, oh, he's just going to walk right into the path, unsuspecting of Darren to have pushed up so drastically. And Carson is going to be right there to finish off the round, making it a 3-0 for Chaos. And I think it might be worth pointing out that with 2v2, it is incredibly important that you kind of take control of critical ground right away. As it is, you have a lot of space you have to cover. So taking control of areas that right away that are offered to you to prevent the opposing team from being able to move up without you, at least you would hear them, if you're moved up, is so important. As it is, you're probably going to have to give up an entire lane. So there's that potential that there could be a flank from that lane. So there's something to be said with having a distinct plan with this 2v2 stuff, such that you could take advantage of that timing as much as possible at the beginning. In terms of Chaos, they've done a pretty good job here, but a little surprising. I think that they were able to kind of double up in a way that allowed Darren to take a more pushed up route. I believe we're on effectively Series 3 of matches for V2L. This is just a small tournament, so with that being said, I believe there might be just one or two more match series is to be played before the conclusion, and then we will be having an official season 1. So this was a trial season to kind of get an idea of rules. Here we go, Carson and Darren on the attack yet again, and I have to say that I think that this is to kind of, even in 5v5, this I feel like is a very difficult objective to deal with. Darren's gonna come across. They both come across. Look at that, they just run right by each other, and I'm wondering, their plan is to kind of go exactly around, and I have to wonder what objective does Chaos think this is. Their plan seems to be to come directly around. I have a feeling maybe they think this is a different objective than the one it is, but I have a feeling this is going to work very well. Although, I say that it probably would work very well, except for Killshot and Faith have been able to already wrap around the whole backside, so they know they're not there. So I think we're going to kind of start to see Faith make an adjustment, although he's still kind of worried about the wrong direction. And that grenade is going to give it up. I don't think that was a grenade worth throwing. You have that surprise, and now you're giving it away. You're going to let him know exactly where you're at. Maybe not. Faith not really sure what he was looking at. I think he almost killed his teammate. Killshot now in a sticky situation. He's got to move. This small opening is just, it's going to be rough. He might have enough. Killshot kind of moving up. I think he's not going to expect where Darren's at, and this could be bad for him. Oh, not good at all. And Darren finds the kill, giving Chaos the win for the first map, 4-0. We'll have to compile stats properly for from the first bug that that we had. We're going to be hopefully pretty quickly going on to map 2. All right, second map is Cargo. The map pool for this particular league is radically different, I would say, from what a lot of the Uplink players are used to. We have Arctic, Bazaar, Cargo, Suburbia, Subway, and Tanker. Typically, these tend to be the smaller maps for Uplink, as well as a few medium-ranged maps. I don't I don't expect that this to be the same map pool in season 1, but nevertheless, we have a lot of small maps, which I think makes sense for this 2v2 style play. Here we go. I have a feeling that we might see these guys push aggressively into the middle. Here we go. An initial smoke. And I have to say, that is not a bad smoke at all. Especially being cross-map with the smoke. That is just a really good smoke. Grenade from Faith. Not exactly going to find anybody. Darren's holding a very common barrel spot, and Carson. Oh my. Wow. So a grenade thrown towards Faith. I think Darren hears him.
One's far left.
Oh no. Oh no. We are stuck inside. Let's see if we can see a little bit. Carson finds kill shot, and that leaves just Faith, and he's been called out. So we might see Carson start to rotate. Looks like he's going to hold. I keep hitting a weird button there. And this starts to become pretty difficult for Faith. He has to decide what he's going to do. Darren just kind of holding. 2 minutes and 50 seconds is quite a bit of time for you to decide what you want to do. It's a considerable amount of time if you're asking me. Just watch Faith here for a moment, see what he decides to do. He's looking to move. And that is a chaos win. Darren and Carson both taking a kill that round. 1-0 on Cargo. V2L is now sponsored. I should really say in collaboration with VRCL. This is a little bit of a new league up and coming. It looks like VRCL is looking to dabble a little bit in both Uplink and Assault. You can find some of those links to VRCL in the V2L Discord if you're interested. I believe in terms of seasons and when they're starting, the Uplink is not set to start for some time, but the Assault League, I believe, for VRCL is going to be having at least a smaller season start very soon. So if you're interested in getting some playtime in while your main leagues are down, you can always hop into those Discords and bring your team, sign up, or even join other teams. Alright, here we go. Darren and Carson on offense.
Get like one of them 100 milligrams or
Here we go. Let's see what we can look at from Killshot and Faith. At this point, you got to have some plan.
Defending pipe.
At this point, Chaos has a lot of momentum going for them. Sometimes that can be the difficult portion, is that momentum. Alright, wasn't sure where Killshot went. Holding a good angle. Just waiting. Darren's moving up quick. And that grenade is just going to be too far. Ooh, and that's a trade. However, it did yield for Killshot's favor. So when this rotation happens for this res, the question is going to be, can Carson utilize it? And I think you can hear some. I think he may be able to hear some of those footsteps. It could be wrong. And now, unfortunately, he's in a 2-on-1. C4 thrown. Now it's realistically a pretty good C4 if they were going for the cap. A lot of movement and a lot of overexposure. We're going to see if Carson can capitalize on any of it. Just going back. As we're saying that this is a lot of time, I think 2v2s really start to push on some people's boundaries in terms of how antsy they will be. And as you can see, Faith there, very antsy, but Killshot able to wrap the kill up really quickly. Sometimes this can be a test of patience when it comes to these rounds. And looks like Prophecy is not going to give up easily, or at least not yet. Maybe Chaos learns from their mistakes here. Killshot with 2 kills. Alright, moving on. New objective, new chaos. Or should we say new prophecy? Only time will tell. Alright, here we go.
Spawn, is it right? I'm not sure. In the middle, I think.
Darren's at those boxes pretty quick, and then decided to challenge the pre-fire angle. Another interesting grenade. This one, again, kind of middle. I don't think we see many players play the middle, even in 5v5, especially where those grenades are thrown. Faith looking to run the same thing he did before. Probably going to come to this little hole here and wait. Question is Darren going to do what he did before? Faith moving out. It's Carson here he's got to worry about. For Darren to give that call out, he would have to give audio. Unless these guys have some good silent comms. I don't think Carson's going to be able to intercept. Killshot kind of holding back here. This is definitely a game of chess. Darren back in that corner of those barrels. He knows he's been called out. It's a good flash. We're probably going to see a swing. Ooh, that's going to get him. Faith is down. Here we go. It's a flash. What is Carson going to do? Call out, I think, is improper. Killshot just spraying. Here we go. Killshot going for the res. But here we go. Here's Carson. And Carson finds them both, giving Chaos the round win. It is 2-1. Carson with 4 kills. Okay, here we go.
We got this. We ain't getting this. Log on to they play these on the spot. See if they do battles.
Killshot and Faith.
Playing the bear.
What could be a quick sign of action. There it is. And you always got to be worried about it. Ooh, now that grenade was much closer. Killshot, Carson about to cross paths. Oh, he's just running right in. And that is a very quick round win for Prophecy. Very quick. I think that's kind of the change of pace that surprised Chaos there. Prophecy being much more slow than they were. That kind of aggression as well as direct challenging right off the bat, I think really threw Chaos for a loop. We're going to see how Chaos responds. They might change. I'm interested to see if they start to change their strategy a little bit now that we saw some aggression from Prophecy. All right.
Straight middle. Got it.
Let's
I have
see.
a feeling one of them's gonna be holding far right.
Can Prophecy bring this back and force this to a map 3 showdown?
I'm gonna hold middle for a second.
Could be a direct challenge right here. Carson. Ooh, I think he just missed it and he goes down. Huge kill. This leaves Killshot in a very difficult circumstance, but not impossible. I am very surprised at the decision here to throw Darren very far right. All it takes is for Killshot to get real quiet, sneak up this right side. He could get this kill and even get into a good capping position. It's always worth noting that Killshot has no idea Darren's across the map. Interesting grenade. It did get a good distance. And Killshot's gonna look to take the tunnels. This can be a very good play, but unfortunately, in the timing it takes for you to get in through these tunnels, most teams do start to consider checking the tunnels. As you can see, Carson's already looking to get over here. Yeah, it's a good idea to get your gun up, be prepared. Once you're in these tunnels, you should expect at any point for them to peek their head and show themselves. Looks like Carson has completely abandoned the mid, letting Darren take the full cross, and Carson's just going to hold the tunnels. And this is actually a good strategy from these two guys, letting Darren handle the entire cross. And that's a trade, with Carson winning the trade, still up. Carson with 6 kills. Good win on defense, 3-2. I have to say, this objective for a very aggressive Marsoc I have a feeling can be really difficult for some of these 2v2 teams. This is a very capable objective, and when you have 2 players, especially in 2v2, you want to kind of cover so much area. It's very common for them to pull that second guy off of cap, especially at the beginning. Having that really quick aggression to find that first guy and go for cap is a solid strategy for this objective. Alright, folks, what could potentially be the last round of cargo. However,
But I say the quest
for some teams, it is much easier for them to win Volk rounds and much more difficult to win Marsong. Carson moving up really quickly here. Let's see what he does. Ooh, he's gonna dodge the grenade. Huge flick. It's a good job on the flick and watching back on the main area. He knows where Faith is at. Faith did have to revive. I think the audio we have is considerably better than in game. I normally can't clearly hear as well as these guys do. Look at this. Faith in a very common position, but when it's just you, this becomes substantially more difficult. Unlike the previous round, Faith doesn't have the position of Darren to watch this entire cross. He now has to worry about both tunnels and this front side, and the longer you wait, the more longer you have to worry, or I should say the more you have to worry about the tunnels. Wow, can't believe Carson was able to do that, and Faith's gonna find the kill, and they're gonna tie it up 3-3. Great job for Faith. You can see his little dance there. And they are not going out without a fight. This is game point, but more importantly, this is match point. Prophecy absolutely needs this next round win. Otherwise, this will be the conclusion of the match, and they will take a loss. Carson with 7 kills, 4 deaths. Darren with 1 kill, 3 deaths. Kill shot, 4-4. Faith, 3-4. A little bit more strategy being talked about in the tent. I think it's to be expected when everything's on the line in this round. All right, this is it. This is the last round of cargo and potentially the game-winning round for Chaos. We're gonna have to see something interesting from Prophecy here. I fully expect Darren and Carson to kind of play a little tighter. Here we go. They are playing tighter, but that smoke that's placed in the middle, I think, is a very dangerous smoke. I'm very surprised these guys aren't panicking with that smoke there. Kill shot effectively could have ran right into that smoke and capped. Wow, I'm very surprised. That smoke right there is a huge smoke. This is another smoke. These guys are looking for a cap attempt. I mean, if you're Darren and Carson at this point, you gotta be panicking, I think.
Go for it. I'm coming.
First smoke's out. Kill shot coming around. Finds Carson. Finds Darren. And it is a win for Prophecy. They bring it back, guys. And we are going to the third map. Kill shot 6 and 4. Faith 3 and 4. Darren 1 and 4. Carson 7 and 5. Prophecy comes out on top for Cargo. And we are going to map 3 for a decider. I have to say, I have a feeling the map 3 will be Suburbia. I have a feeling. I think it's going to be Suburbia. Suburbia is I think, a very tough map to play against Chaos. I have a feeling they'll pick that map, especially being home. I know that when we played them on Suburbia, that was the map they were able to nearly beat us. It was a very tight map. So my bet is Suburbia. I'd be genuinely surprised if they pick something like Bizarre or Tanker. I think those are the least likely picks here. Let's see, other than Bizarre and Suburbia, that pretty much just leaves Subway, and I don't think Subway's the pick here. Subway is a very interesting 2v2 map, but I just don't think it's the pick. Nor do I think these guys would pick it. However, I believe that it may be a rehost yet again. Also not entirely surprising. I really hope that this isn't the map they're going with, as it is not in the map pool. I'm just hoping that maybe what I'm seeing is wrong. Hopefully. Otherwise, this is no good of a map. Fortunately, if they play this map, it will mean nothing.
Listed wrong on the thing.
All right, well, I think we're going to go ahead and this seems to be an error on the administration portion, some conflicting information, so if looks like that'll have to be updated. Alright, we are moving on to Suburbia. They did decide to go with Suburbia after some initial confusion, but I can't really blame them for that confusion. That's on our side. I do expect this to be a very good matchup for the final map. I have to say, if I'm Prophecy coming into this, I'm going to be a little worried. Suburbia tends to be a flashbanger powerhouse, one of the better maps that they seem to know how to play. So I'm definitely a little worried coming into this if I'm Prophecy, but they do get to start Volk, and so it is the case that many teams can do substantially well with Volk rounds. So all they really need to do is pull out these Volk wins and move on from there. Here we go. First round of Suburbia, and hopefully we are going to see some amazing action. Looks like we've got a sub. Darren still here, but Bub's subbed in. Very interesting. Maybe Carson's map is not Suburbia. They brought Bub. I think Bub's a big, heavy shooter here. We're going to see what he can do. Gonna show grenades, but I don't think these guys moved quick enough for it to hit them. Killshot gonna go to the back of the house. Realistically, not a bad strategy here, but not at all surprised that we see a lane 1 and 4 split. Let's take a look at Darren over here. Darren might be fixing some stuff in his setup. Alright, he's moving. And these guys are gonna take their time piecing apart these two. And this can be a legitimate strategy just by itself. If you're slow enough, you'll force these guys to start exposing themselves to try to find you. Especially as that time winds down, most players consider that they have to be somewhere close. I like Killshot's positioning. I think it might just catch Darren, but ooh, Darren's looking. Ooh, I believe Darren can see him here. This is a matter of time. Let's see, Darren's waiting for him to peek. He's just gonna hold this. He already knows. Unable to find the kill.
One center house in the back.
You almost want to rotate, I feel. At some point, Killshot's just gonna know where to
I got
look.
it.
Yeah, we're starting to see Killshot start to adjust for this. If you do that rotation, you can throw Killshot off right away. Oh, this is a big trade. This is gonna force Killshot to start to consider that he could get capped on. Without that information, I actually feel like this is more detrimental to Killshot than it is for Chaos. Because as that defender now, he's got to consider that that other player could be alive. And Darren able to find him. Chaos takes a big win, as that is a Marsoc win. It is officially 1-0 for Suburbia. A lot of planning going on, it seems like. I can feel the tension all the way from my house between these two groups. Chaos not with a much of a lead. It is good that they won the Marsoc, but they've got to keep that momentum going forward.
You're
They
glitching out.
absolutely do
You
not
hear me?
want to lose anything here.
Yeah.
Here we go.
I got it. Someone throw a grenade.
Kill shot and Faith. Let's see what they can do.
I'll go up there here.
See, well, the Chaos team decides to split. Bub, immediate grenade. Looks like we might lose some action. Bub not happy with that. Ooh. Here's a smoke. He's gonna go ahead and block that angle, but it's not gonna be enough per se. This could be an angle that he gets. The question is Darren watching a suitable angle for the cap? And this moment he is. Faith goes down. If Faith would have took that inside route on the playground, he could have gone directly for the cap, and these guys would have never been able to cover it. Another smoke, but Darren's moving quick, and I think we're going to see Darren cut this off. This is a very quick rotation. Kill shot's never going to be able to see it coming. And at this point, it is a double pinch. There we go. Darren's going to see it. 2 seconds. And there's the kill. Chaos 2-0. And we're starting to see Chaos pull ahead here. Darren 3-0, really leading the charge for Chaos on this map. And I would like to point one thing out, at least initially, with Bub worried about this far right guy. Faith decided to kind of come this way, and Darren was sitting all the way in this house. And while it can be a good position, Faith was already in the playground. All he really needed to do was just take this route right to here. And in this position, you can cap on this objective. Darren was not in a position that he could have prevented that, and Bub was perfectly distracted. Sometimes, especially in these 2v2s where I think this is where you're really going to see a lot of cap opportunities that exist all of a sudden. And it just comes down to having some of those lanes not properly watched. Now, obviously, when you're the other team, you really don't know where they're at, so that kind of you have to make that choice as to whether you're going to test and see if they're actually watching it. Oftentimes, I like to just go for caps just to see if the team's competent enough to watch some of those angles that are more difficult to cover. 2-0 chaos. All right, round 3 of Suburbia. Chaos is currently up 2-0, back on Marsoc. Bub throwing out some stuff that he doesn't need. Maybe he could throw that gun as well. Go directly for a cap. He is practicing the code, so they might be considering it. I have no idea. We're gonna have to look. I have no idea where that smoke went. Ah, the top. Here we go. Kill shot. Moving up quick. Darren's going to hear that. Oh my! And that is just dirty. That's just a dirty play, I have to say. Both Faith and Killshot moving quick. Killshot down. Faith is going to be over here. Let's see if we can catch it quick enough. Ooh. It's a flash. And just not quick enough on the counter flash. It was a good throw, I have to say. And it's very difficult once that flash comes out to really know what to do. Oftentimes, the flash throw on that counter flash works if you can get behind cover, but if you're just too far away from cover, methodically spraying can be another option, where you don't exactly drop all of your bullets, but you kind of burst fire it a bit. Prophecy, they came back strong on that round. They were not ready to let this map go quickly. 2-1. Very strong. Jump right back into it. Chaos. Initially with some good momentum, but Prophecy, you know, every time Prophecy has really started to get very aggressive and change that pace, it really throws this group off. We're going to see what they're going to do for Marsoc. They really need to find some Marsoc wins here. Some of their Marsoc wins have just been through smokes. It looks like that this might even be the plan again, and really just making Chaos concerned with the cap. Both Bub and Darren are going to play the middle house, and I don't know how I feel about this, actually. This gives a lot of space for these guys to move. Killshot could put this smoke on the top. Unfortunately, that smoke's not going to yield any results he wants. A lot of smokes, but none of them placed in a way that's going to help him. That's the rest of his util. And if Faith isn't here to help, these two guys are going to be able to wrap this up pretty quick. Faith's at the bottom. Bub finds the kill. Interesting defense from these guys. I don't think Prophecy was prepared for that. It is 3-1. 4 kills, 1 death for Darren. 3 kills, 2 deaths for Bub. 2 kills, 3 deaths for Faith. 1 kill, 4 deaths for Killshot. And this, folks, is a match point. 3-1. Here we go, folks. What could be the last round of the match. This objective is unlikely to yield a cap. Interested to see if these guys take a more aggressive role here or if they're going to play a little slower. Their last defense, they were very aggressive. Darren and Bub moving up quick. Killshot has moved up quite a bit here. First grenade. Darren finds the pick. Just Faith, and it's a big, for 2v2s, this is really huge to find that kill this early. This leaves Faith in a difficult position. He's got to guard the entirety of this uplink. And these two guys can get a lot of different angles on him. So this is, especially in his position, this is going to be really difficult for him to prevent them from getting across without exposing himself in a way that these two will be able to find him. Especially being on the objective and not in front of the street, or I should say across the street, I think this is considerably difficult to play. Faith. Oh, is he going to expose it? Darren, I think Darren saw him, but I can't tell. It's hard to tell. Waiting for a call out. Just don't see anything yet. Okay, this kind of tells them right away that he's back there, so we're gonna see some action. And oftentimes, I really just giving that audio information is huge. I don't think that was. I know he's worried about the front of this area, but that audio information is huge for this other team. The question is the coordination going to be good? If you can get Bubba on one side and Darren on the other, this can be very useful for pinching. He's worried about his backside, and this just is going to start to become very difficult for him. The audio cues are out, and Darren's, flash, he's hit, and Bub finds him. That gives Chaos the win, 4-1. Darren with 5 kills, 1 death, Bub with 4 kills, 2 deaths, Faith with 2 kills, 4 deaths, and Killshot with 1 kill and 5 deaths. Thank you for watching, folks. Chaos has won the night, and I will catch you guys on the next one.